Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Continental Podcast. We're here with episode 6, I think. And I'm here with Jaiden today.
Yeah, I'm here today.
We're on our 6th and close to the end of the marathon. I'm really excited for that. We're going to be talking about junior year. The old grade 11, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. So, I basically have a few good stories from the past year today. I'm gonna be talking about it, the beginning, middle, end, and stuff like that. To start off, I had a very interesting start because didn't even show up to class the first day. My first class of the school year, I just casually blended in to like a few classes of mine that I didn't even know because it was a new school. So I was like, "Hello," and then no one mentioned it. No one even questioned it. Like the whole period, it was very casual. Um, and then middle of the year, I had a whole debate team where it was like a whole mess, and I had to coordinate it. And then at the end, I filmed like a little short film, another short film when we're on that theme. And yeah, that was summarizing this whole year. I'll get more into it. But how was your junior year, Jaden?
Honestly, it went by way too fast for me to really. There wasn't anything really important, I guess, I can remember that happened.
Oh, man. How was the food this year? The school food.
Uh, it was alright, I guess. It's, I guess, as good as school food can get.
My first introduction to the school food was orientation day, where the school year didn't even start. It was a new thing, and I was like, I'm gonna come to this orientation. And I was with my like older sis, um, from my previous houses, and I was like with my older sis, and then she went to the school, and they were serving school food, and they had smoothies, and I'm like, I tried the smoothie. It was like a strawberry, grape, a lot of fruits, and then like this vanilla flavor, and I tasted it, and I'm like, yo, is this school food? Like, do they serve this every day? And she's like, no. I'm like, is it good like this every day? And she's like, not really. And I'm like, I'm looking forward to the school year, and I'm like, the food wasn't, the food was above like mediocre. Like, it wasn't the worst. Every week, every Friday on the week, we would have Domino's pizza, just straight up Domino's pizza, and
Gee.
yeah, we had cheese and pepperoni, and they'll pass them out. It was it was more like vegan style. Like it was Domino's, it had the logo and all that stuff, but it was more like vegan style. Like they had different types of bread on it with the dough and stuff. But it was like I'll take it. I'll take it. Domino's. And we would have for breakfast they would give us like donuts, but it wasn't like actual like Dunkin' Donuts. It was kind of just like those gas station donuts at school.
Yeah.
So they would, and sometimes they would warm it up. And when they warmed it up, oh my gosh, I loved when they warmed it up. Like warm donuts in the morning. It was great. But they slacked. They kind of slacked a little bit. At the end of the school year, especially the last week. I remember I took a picture of this. The last week they would have this tiny plastic cup with a single strawberry, like not even like a handful of strawberries, like 5, 10 strawberries. It was just like one strawberry, and I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
no,
a joke, right? This is a
year for
joke, right? One strawberry.
the food at the end of my school year just sucked, pretty much.
How was it?
Cause those plastic bags with like sandwiches and stuff? They basically just gave us that, the cold sandwiches.
Oh yeah, I do
Yeah,
remember those because they would give that to us like as we're walking to the bus, just like the leftover stuff that they didn't pass for field trips and stuff. It was nice. I ate them once and I'm like, this isn't good, so I never got them again.
yeah.
Only if they had like yogurt, those Trix yogurt, or like what's it called?
Although there was one actual
Muffins.
cool thing that we did for school lunch. Well,
Hmm?
let me explain. First off, there's my I go to two kind of different schools. First, there's my
Mm-hmm.
main school. And then they have my school has this thing where you can sign up to go to a career school, basically. And I did
Ooh.
so for half of the day I'd be at my main school, then the other half I'd be at the career school.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the career school, near the end of the year, they did a barbecue where they had, I guess, burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. And then they had a cooler filled with soda, and then
Oh,
people selling icicles or whatever they're called.
what? Oh my
Yeah,
God. Jeez. This is at your career school, right? This whole barbecue thing?
yeah.
Oh my.
I
Not only
might have pictures. I don't remember if I took any.
not only the idea of going to like a whole different school apart from your own school, but they had like a whole park. That sounds amazing. That sounds really cool.
Oh yeah, it
Jesus.
was really cool. The thing that I was doing over there was basically filmmaking, kind of. I can actually get a picture of one of the things we did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I worked on like cameras and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. I wish we had something like that. A whole
Yeah,
different.
let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, I took this photo of my friend.
Wait. What?
Hold on, I'm sending
Oh,
it.
it was Murdoch. I was like, what was that sound effect?
Murdoch, hello. I'm talking about things I did at school, so
And
I
that
took
was
pictures of my
you're like, I'm
friend.
sending this, and then something joined the call. I was like, wait a second, what? Did the photo join the call? Okay. That's a really cool photo. They have a they have like a whole studio. What?
Oh yeah, they have a whole studio there.
Jeez.
So there was a green screen because we were working on adding adding people to a 3D environment, which is what I worked on pretty much.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
I had to edit the thing, and then oh yeah, I guess I'll talk about. Actually, I'll save this for the when we talk about near the end of junior year.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That sounds cool. We have to go
But
back into that.
near the
Go
start of the
back to that
year, so
topic.
I guess I'll talk about what we did at the start of the year. There, the first thing we learned was storyboarding. I guess.
Nice.
Which is there's like typically you have nine squares for storyboarding, and then
Mm-hmm.
you work on the first. Typically, you want to work on the first one, then the middle one, and the last part of the storyboard first, because then I guess you have a picture of where your story's going before you start everything else.
Yeah, that's very useful.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that sounds really cool. That actually overshades the whole barbecue thing. Definitely overshades my thing. Like, I was gonna mention my my school's taco trucks, but that is really cool. That's
Oh
way
yeah, my
cool.
sister had one. Although it was like a taco truck right next to the career school though, so we actually had to pay if we wanted to eat there.
Damn, that's crazy. Berto,
Yeah.
while we move
Mirdok,
past
that
the
was gonna
beginning
say.
of the school year, how would your start of wait a second.
Actually,
Are
Mirdok,
you going into junior year?
I think he's going into junior year.
Oh, what are you excited about it?
Mirdok?
And that's the Murdoch section. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, I guess let's move more. Actually, let's go back into like the
Oh,
whole
the audio.
skipping, going to a whole different class. I was
His audio.
incognito. Wait, what?
Murdok's audio broke.
Oh, wait, I didn't read it. Ah, unfortunate.
Yeah,
I'm missing.
he'll come.
Ah, Spanish. I don't know that. But yeah, my incognito, my spy senses, I was basically going into different classes the first day. I went into, I was basically going next door. I was going off one just so it could be like an alibi, like, oh wait, my class is next door on purpose. So my first class, it was my bio class, right? And I was like, hello, and it was like all freshmen and apparently I blended in super well. The teacher was like, "What's your name?" And I actually told him my name, and he looked at the roster and he was like, "Uh, you're not on my roster, but I'll okay. And he just ignored it. He just ignored it, and I just blended in. I was in that class the entire day, and they're setting rules for the class. They're like, okay, you guys could vote on one rule, and I'll follow it. And they're like, oh yeah, how about we sleep in class? And I was like, oh wait, no, how about we get a free candy every week? And they're like, no, why don't we just like get cheap sheets? And they're giving like actually good suggestions, but
Uh-huh.
I'm stuck in my like, oh, why don't we get free stuff every week? And they're like, no. And then I'm like, yeah. And then there's other groups that are like, yeah, let's do that. So I basically rigged the voting system of this class that I wasn't even in. I rigged the votes, and
Nice.
they ended up actually picking the whole cheat sheet thing. I'm like, okay, that's fair game. And then the class ended, and that was it. Um, and I went to a few other ones, and some of them actually made friends, and they're still my friends today. But that was really cool first
Yeah,
week that
that's cool. Oh,
I
Murdoch's now.
straight up was in other classes. But yeah, Mirdok, you're back.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. So, how are you feeling about coming into your junior year?
I have no feelings or opinions about the next year. It's probably going to be the same as always.
Yeah, that's
That is
fair.
totally fair. That is really fair. It's the same, all the same. But yeah, let's go. Let's just like fast forward into like the middle of the school year. Um, my whole debate section. So we had to do a debate in my actual bio class. This is another bio class story, but it's my actual one that was next door. My teacher gave us an assignment, and he was like, "Oh, hey, I need you guys all, the whole class, split in half." And they're like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, we're splitting the class. We're dividing the class into different sections. You can't hang out with your friends anymore. So I was like, oh, okay, that's that. For one, that's a shock. And then the next thing is the actual assignment. He's like, okay, you guys are gonna debate on lions, all right? So you got to tell me if lions are strong enough in a group or if they're strong enough on their own. And he's like, pick a side, and each side debates on one end. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what side I'm gonna pick on, but I'm gonna find a group and we're gonna do this debate because I really wanted to do this debate because it's gonna be like a big group and we have two different sides and we have to vote on it and the prize. He had one prize and he's like, "This is the prize, guys. All right, the winner is gonna get a pizza party, and it's not gonna be those
Oh,
pizza parties that where you have like the slice and it's divided into like 10, 15 tiny slices. No, he said this is a genuine pizza party. I'm gonna get pizza, get like 10 boxes, and everyone gets like 3 slices. And he's like, oh, oh, and everyone immediately
now the
hopped
stakes
on
are
board with
high.
this. They immediately huh?
I said now the stakes are high.
Yeah, the stakes are super high. So basically, I had to find a team, and once he eventually like told the teams which the teams are, and he divided the class in like 2 sections. We're like at war with each other. So like,
Yeah, he had like two pizza parties in the middle of the year, I think.
yeah, it was crazy. So I get to my team, right? And I'm like, okay, we got to do this thing, and no one's talking. No one's really talking. So I'm going from table to table with the team members, and I'm basically delegating all this. And I'm like, hey, so who's gonna do what, and what are your roles? And I have to really delegate everyone and be like, okay, this is your role, this is my role, this is my role. And I wrote a whole Google Doc, like a 15 page, not a 15-page Google Doc, but like a 15 paragraph, 2 page Google Doc with everyone roles and stuff. And like, okay, we're gonna do this. We have 2 days to do this assignment, and bam. And it was by the time the assignment was done, like it was pretty much like Google Doc was empty. It was supposed to have all the research for this debate, and it was even worse because our debate was supposed to be rigged. He literally told us the day of that the debate was rigged. He was like, "I have no faith in your group, aka my group. Like the debate is supposed to be rigged for your group to lose because lions are." And he gave a whole scientific essay like the lions are definitely not strong enough in groups, you know. they have to be in groups. Wait. So he was like, yeah, you're probably not gonna win. And I'm like, he didn't say that, but he's like, you're probably not gonna win. And I'm like, oh frick. So we have to get this debate because it's the day. It's the day to do the debate.
Yeah.
So basically, we're all divided now. He divided all the tables by the time we walked in on the day of the debate. So the tables are divided, and we have to sit here. And we're like, okay, we have to sit down. We have no information. And then someone was like, actually, we do have information. I'm like, what do you mean you have information? He's like, yeah, I typed this up last night. Why did you put it in the Google Doc? And he's like, I don't know. And so basically, while we're talking and while we're doing our debate in a line, starting with me, everyone's just typing all the information on the Google Doc the day of while we're doing it. And I'm like, how is this working? And we have 15 people on our side, so it's split evenly. And it's like, how's everyone? How's this coming together? And it was coming together really well because like everyone was actually really good. And the debate ended, and he had to do a tally mark system. He being the teacher, and he's like, okay, the results are in. Everyone voted. Okay, he tallies on one side, and we're like, ooh. He tallies on our side, ooh. Tallies on the other side, ooh, and it just keeps going. And we have to do this like continuously until we get to the last tally, and he just pulls the last name, and he's like, the winner is no one because the numbers are off, right? The numbers are off, so that means the teacher has to vote now, given what we debated, right, and all our information and stuff, right? And he comes to us and he's like, these two teams, you guys worked really hard, and it's really hard decision to make, but I think I have a decision. And he looks at our side and he looks at the other side, and then he's like, this side being the other side, he's like, you guys had good points, but there's one thing. When you guys were talking earlier, I mentioned, what was your source? And he's like, according to Google. And he's like, yeah, you guys lost. So basically, we lost, like, we won by default because the guy used Google as his reference. And he's like, you guys can't use Google. What the frick? So basically, we won. We instantly won. And then the next week, we got pizza. And we got like 5, 10,
That is
five
so
slices,
funny.
10 slices. It was crazy. But yeah, that was my debate story. It was
Okay. Yeah, what I
actually
did for my school for our middle of the year project, we basically made a anti-vape commercial, and it was pretty fun. I was like having to play an actor in it too, but my friend might have the actual video of it, but then again, I'm not 100% sure.
oh, cool.
Yeah, no,
How's
it was funny because there's let me explain what happened. We were all instructed to make an anti-vape commercial screenplay basically. And then everyone voted on 4 different screenplays that everyone would get into different groups to actually make happen.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, I wasn't there on the day that the day that the screenplays were presented, but I still have it actually. I can show it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, let me check my Google Doc really quick. I have to find it.
Awesome. When you get it, I'm gonna say. Actually, right now, I'm gonna throw up the screenplay on screen, if that's fine. Right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right. Throwing it on screen. So basically, it was a screenplay, and you weren't there for it, but it was
Yeah, everyone
you present,
for it.
so you can go to the next step to actually make the commercial.
Yeah.
Is there any like special things you threw in on the commercial?
I didn't really throw anything special in it, I guess, but I did just make it really sarcastic, pretty much, because I didn't care all that much. And everyone that I did show the screenplay to liked it a lot.
I think the
I
whole
think,
idea of making a commercial about anything is really cool.
nope, that's the wrong screenplay. Fuck, I have too many. Um, I made like 10 different screenplays this year, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to look through them.
The whole archive sounds
A whole
pretty cool.
archive of screenplays, yeah. That is
Did this
not the
come
one.
with
Where is it? uh,
screenplays? I think the only experience I have with like making screenplays with this small play, and I did it the same thing with the A&P
oh,
where I
I
made.
didn't find the screenplay that I'm looking for, but I also found the screenplay of the commercial we did. Well, it wasn't a screenplay; it was an AV script, but still.
Oh my god, I don't even know what an AV script is.
Um,
What is that?
Basically, an AV script is divided into audio, video, and then text overlay.
Oh, yo, you can't see, but I'm making that PogChamp face. Like flabbergasted. So it's basically all the elements you need to actually make the whole commercial,
Yeah,
right?
I
That sounds
found
like it's
it.
going really into depth. Like it goes to like down to the transitions, down to like where players are moved. That sounds really useful. I might do that. I might use that. An AV script.
Mm. Wait, nope, this is not the right screenplay. This is my friend's. Fuck. I forgot I have so many of these.
It's all cool. It's all
There, I
good.
found mine. Finally, it took a bit.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to send multiple different images since I can't get a full screenshot of it.
It's all good, Jaden. Take your time.
Yeah, you keep talking while I get the image.
While you're looking for the whole screenplay thing, I'll throw it back up on screen when we find it. But while we're looking on that, let's go to Mirdok. Mirdok. Um, it was yesterday's topic, but I think today's like the best time to talk about it since it's like now or never. Do you have any cool stories about the past year since you weren't in what's it called
Uh,
a, a junior yet?
no, most of the stuff happened when I wasn't going to school since I spent most of my time
Oh,
sick.
that's sad.
So I really don't know if I missed out on anything or projects because I did leave for illness like midway through the year and came back like a month or so later.
Oh, was it like that sounds pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Then I can't imagine. I taken that much time off, but that will probably be like a heavy hitter.
Yeah, I had to take I think 2 to 3 weeks off school because I got COVID in the middle of the year.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean it was just an excuse to not go to school for a few weeks though for me since I was fine.
Yeah, I couldn't go to school for like a month because I was sneezing. I went to the
Mm.
nurse and I was like, "Yo, I'm sneezing. Can I get like some tissues?" And then she was like, "Oh, sure." And I'm like, "Okay, can I get like a pass to go back to class?" And she's like, "No."
Yeah, no.
I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "No, you gotta go home now." I'm like, "Wait, why?" I'm just sneezing. And she's like, "Yeah, yeah,
We don't
it's a
want you
precaution."
here.
And I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's funny because if you were even slightly sick, you were not allowed to stay in school.
exactly. But it was so She was so nonchalant about it. She was calm about it. She's like, "No." I'm like, uh, uh, "Damn."
Hmm. All right, I got the script or the AV script for the ad I made.
The AV script. Let's see it.
All right, I'm gonna send it.
La, 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 gotcha. Ah, well, while we get to that AV script part, I'm gonna take the time to go into my final segment.
Mhm.
Towards the end of the year, this was almost like a month and a half ago. It was not even that recent. It is recent. I made a short. I guess you call it a short film. It was more like a vlog style when I was making it, but it was
Mhm.
basically I got the opportunity to teach a class for a day. Um, our history teacher, she was kind of like burnt out, and she couldn't like teach a lot more because she was a little burnt out. She was trying to move, and this was her last year after being at the school for like 5 years. So she was like, "Hey guys, instead of me teaching, like I could do like a slideshow and it'll be boring and stuff, and you guys have to take notes. How about you guys teach the rest of the year? And she was like, and we're like, oh yeah, sure. So she
Oh,
gave all of us
that
a topic to pick out from her selection of stuff she had to teach us. So she gives us a topic, and we picked one, and we had to get a partner, and eventually we had to come back the next week and teach this course, this specific topic around World War II, and that made me super excited from the get go because I was like, oh, I get to stand up and actually teach and do anything I want it. Like a test or be like, oh yeah, guys, stand up and write write something or I don't know. Anything. I could have do anything. So I was like, oh yeah, full control over the class. Yes, this is super actually this sounds more sinister. This sounds more sinister. No, but I was super excited. So I was like, I got my partner and we made something really quickly.
Mhm.
And the short film part, you're probably confused on like how did this turn into a short film? Well, I have a journalism class, right? On top of that, it's like the period before this. So I had a journalism class, and she said for the end of the year, because she was also burnt out, she was like, um, guys, you could do any project, make anything, writing or visual related, and I'll just grade that. And I'm like, oh, I could do anything, huh? Anything. So I was like, oh, why don't I just do something based off this teaching thing that my other teacher told me about? So I'm like, I combined both of the assignments together to get the same grade. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Perfect opportunity. It's it's lazy, but it's perfect. So I'm like, I combined these two assignments. So I had to make this class and then film the class at the same time. And
Yeah.
that was my plan basically. So I was making the structure for this class. I had to test it out. So I'm friends with this one teacher, so I had her like had to come to her class, and she had a full class, right? She had students in this class, and I'm talking to this teacher. I'm like, hey, can I teach in this class for a moment, just to like test something out? And she's like, sure. And I'm friends with like, basically everyone in this class, so she was fine with it. Everyone was fine with it. At a test after the class, and I'm like, hello, what's up, guys? And I taught in front of this class before the actual class, and I'm like, "Hi, here's the test," and everyone took the test, and not the best results for my first go. Like I don't, everyone pretty much got it, but not everyone passed, and this is a thing that I realized I really had to do it again because the teacher in the class that I was teaching got one of the questions wrong, and I'm like, oh fuck. I have to do this again. I have to do this again. If the teacher got this wrong, I have to really do it again. I think it was a typo though. I think it was pretty much a typo, and that's probably why. Um, but yeah, doing it again, right? I
Mhm.
tore down the entire structure that I had for it that night, and I built it back up to like a whole different thing. And now I have to work on the video since I have this new project now. Like I had the new structure and stuff. So I was planning the video, basically making like a structure, like a story for the video, talking about like how I'm gonna teach this class and stuff like that. And now I have to plan the filming section. So I planned the filming section. I filmed a bunch of clips about it, and then it was the day of the project. And there was a lot of stuff going through my head on the day of the project where I had to teach in front of this class because one, I had to get all the people that I needed to film. It was like three or four different people that I needed to film. Three of them being my friends, and then one person being the person in the photography class because they had a photography teacher and they let me use their camera because my journalism teacher didn't have the camera. So I'm like, frick. So I had to do this. And the day of the project, and I also get all these people. And I'm like, I'm telling my friends like, hey, can you come in to class to film this thing? And they're like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, okay, cool. The day of the project, they're like, I need permission from my teacher. So I'm like, fuck, frick, I'm fricked. So I had to go to their teachers, and it's not a small school, but it's a lot of running. So it was like it's like going to building to building
Oh
to go
God.
to talk to teachers, and I'm asking my first year teacher like, hey, can I go to these classes? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. So I'm running the building. I'm walking to my first stop. Right, is a substitute teacher. This substitute teacher is so freaking chill. He's like, yeah, sure, you can let her go. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it was left. And then I walked to the band room because this is where my other friend is, right? And I walked to my band room teacher. I'm like, hey, can I ask for a favor? And he doesn't even let me finish my sentence. He's like, hold this. And he's like calling instruments and stuff. So I'm like, I turned into like one of his like assistants just like that. And I'm like 10 minutes of just like hauling stuff left and right, hauling stuff left and right from this truck in the back of the school. It's so sketchy. So I'm hauling stuff for this teacher out of class. I'm supposed to be in class right now. I'm like hauling stuff for this teacher though. And then eventually I interrupt him. I'm like, hey, I really need this thing. And he's like, hold up. And he hands me a piano, like a full on piano.
What?
And I'm going down the bridge of the back of the school with this other dude, this other kid that I don't know, and I'm like holding this piano outside of the school, and then I'm going into the class, the band room, and I eventually set down the piano, and I'm like, okay, now I really have to access to it. So I run back to the truck in the back of the school. So sketchy.
Uh-huh.
So I run back to the truck in the back of the school, and I talk to the teacher, and I'm like, hey, dude, I need a favor. He's like, okay, yeah, what is it? Oh, because I thought he was going to interrupt me again. I'm like, oh, okay, so I need this friend so I can film this video for this project that I'm doing. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm like, what? Yeah, sure. Straight up. And he's like, oh, you help me, I help you. And I'm like, cool. So I got this clip. But I'm like helping him for like so long. I wasn't expecting all this. But it paid off. So I got my cameraman, all of them, no more interruptions. I go back. Yeah, go back to class. So check off a list. And that's not all that's on my mind because I have this prize, right? I have this mystery box full of chips and snacks and drinks and stuff, and it's supposed to be like the person that gets a high score on the test in my class, right? My class for the day is gonna win this whole box, this whole treat box, and an award, like a printed out and embroidered award in a frame and stuff that I made the night before. So yeah, there's high stakes in this class. Like you really have to like learn everything that's in this class, and refined it my lesson. So like I'm pretty sure everyone can understand this. So I did this again. I'm like, okay, I gotta breathe, and I gotta film these. So we get to the class, right? I walk into the class. My partner is kind of in a limbo state. They're just there. They're just chilling, right? And they're standing next to me while I do my speech, my little spiel, my presentation talk thing. And I teach my class. Everyone applauds because default skin from Fortnite is on the screen. So
Oh.
I'm like, I'm throwing some jokes in there, and everyone's kind of just like kind of laughing and stuff like that. And one thing, I wasn't stressed to be in front of a lot of people, but I was just like, oh my god, this is actually happening right now in the moment. Everyone's like watching me in the moment, and then I'm on camera too. So like, it made me nervous, but it made me also like so nervous that I was excited. So it was like it had like it had like an overturn effect. So I teach my whole lesson, and the lesson's basically like almost over, right? And then I have to do like a test, and then I do like the whole announcement that okay, everyone gets 100% on this test, they win this mega prize and this award, and everyone quickly scrambled to do the test, right? And then
Uh-huh.
I looked at the scoreboard, and given the last test that I did, right, the first test where I had my teacher friend teaching from that class, this is the second one. This is the actual big thing, right? And the first time it didn't go so well. The first time I taught the class, it didn't go so well, right? That like we had 50% or lower, right? And then the teacher got the one question wrong, right? So I was really nervous. I was like, okay, please tell me everyone got this right? Please tell me everyone got this right. Guess what the results were?
What were they?
It was
70?
no, it was a 90% average, right?
Oh my.
Yeah, like it was a class of 30 people, so like 25 of them, at least 25 of them, got like 100%. And the people that didn't
What?
get, people that didn't get 100%, they were basically the people that didn't focus, right? They got 0. That means they didn't even try. Like they were just in the back of the class, just like, I don't want to do this. But everyone else, they they did pretty good. Like no one failed at all. I'm like, holy fuck! How did that happen? How did that happen? And it was crazy because it's part of the video where I stood up and I'm like, okay, the person that got number 1 out of everyone that got number 1, and we had to scramble. The teacher was looking at this, helping me like grade and stuff like that, and we're like, okay, how do we pick this? And there was a leaderboard, so we got the person at the top of the leaderboard and the top 3, and then we were like, okay, stand up. This person. We said the names. I had the little podium thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna present this award, and everyone applauded. I presented the award. Everyone opened the awards, and they're like, "Oh, this is actually like an award ceremony." And I'm like, "Yeah, by me." And that was like pretty much the end of the class right there. So that was the first section of the grade, like, and I got my grade. When I came back to like see my grade after all that happened, the grading system, right? The grading system is usually out of 100, right? But
Yeah.
every teacher is different. So for this was the final of the year. So it was out of 200. Um, so I could get a 199. I can get 150, a 100 out of 200. Guess what? Guess what grade I got?
100.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got 100, but
Wow.
I don't know how. But she gave me like extra points, which was
Oh.
confusing. Like, how did she give me extra points? She got me So it was out of 200, right? So she gave me 248, which was like 48 extra points, and I was confused, and I was so confused. I was like, this is cool, but I'm confused. But yeah, that was the first grade, right? And I still have to do this video. If I mess up this video, I'm gonna get docked some points. Maybe a letter grade, right? So it was still high stakes. So I still had to edit the video. I had to make the video. I had to film more clips of it too. And luckily, my friend was there, right? The same friend that I had to rip and run around from building to building to get them into this class today. So my friend was there, and immediately after the whole in general all that stuff, doing first of all, standing in front of the class and talking to people, and then doing this award ceremony, the whole in generalist, I couldn't let it like die down. Like I still had to run, and luckily it was lunch, so we had to run out of the classroom, run to another building to film like the rest of the clips for this video. And for my video, I had to like pretend that it was different days and stuff. So I had to get different outfits, and ahead of time I already had like a whole wardrobe of outfits. So I had a wardrobe with me, right? And I had to film a clip and then change into like a different costume, like a different outfit. And the whole restroom, like the restroom where I had to change, was in a different building. So I had to run to a different building after I filmed the first clip. First clip 1, did the clip, run to a different building. And we only have 30 minutes to do this. Like, we only have 30 minutes of lunch to film these clips. And we're already wasting time by the time we walk to the first building. So to film one clip, change an outfit. Film another clip, run around, do a different things, do a bunch of clips, run to another outfit, run to
Yeah.
another outfit in another building, run back to the first building, film another clip, run to another building. And we did this about like 3 or 4 times until the bell rang, right? A lot of ripping and running in like only an hour period, one period of teaching award ceremony, and then I'm doing like all this running to like change my wardrobe. And keep in mind, this is the same day where I did the whole piano thing, where I was talking to like a bunch of subs, running around. I was running from building to building that entire day. I had a huge workout, and luckily, I was in my what's it called, my journalism class, where I was doing all this for, like the teacher that was doing all this for. So she was chill, and she was like, yeah, you guys everyone can relax. We usually like in that class, especially during the end of the year, we would listen to lo-fi and probably not do much because it was like an elective course. So I was chilling for the rest of that day. I was like almost asleep, excited but tired of a lot of running. And that was the last big project of the year for me.
Uh,
Hey, Jaden, I could see that. I could see the AV
yeah,
script.
or it,
Nice. This looks cool. I'm gonna throw up the first image on screen and just analyze this. Wait, can you analyze this with me?
sure.
All right, I'm gonna start with the top. Describe audio FX here. So what's this part about? Like the music playing.
Oh, the music playing is just like, I guess. Okay, let me give you some context. One of my friends that I base this off of, we make a joke where we call her Big Cheese, because
Hmm.
actually I don't know why. She's just really fucking tall.
Oh,
So yeah. So this is supposed to be some sort of rapper, I guess, which was the main idea. You
oh,
know, overly exaggerated fancy clothes, a large gold chain, and stuff like that.
yeah. When you say that, it reminds me of like the Mario Brothers like intro. We're the Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
so it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. This this is a like really good format because it has like the whole dialogue. It has the music playing perfectly. It's nice.
Yeah.
There's an ambulance. Ambulance arrives. I see like at the bottom, right at the bottom. It
Oh
says
yeah, an ambulance
ambulance.
arrives. Big Cheese basically starts going into a coughing fit and falls over.
Ew. Did you have like a like? Did you like? I'm not gonna say like hire someone. Did you get someone like a kid, another kid to be like wee you walk into frame?
No, I didn't get to make this since I wasn't there when we were voting for scripts. Yes, that's
Um,
exactly the idea behind it, Murdoch. You are so right. Biggie Cheese.
please throw that up. Yo, throw it down. All right, I'm gonna check out the next picture. Actually, let's read all this actually in person. All right, music
Okay.
playing. Scene starts. Music playing. Do I read left to right or up to down?
Um, I think left to right.
Left to right. All right. Jimbo, Big Cheese, is dressed in an over-exaggerated fancy attire with large gold chains on his neck, with the mic preparing to sing to people with cameras are seen. All right. Yo, what's up? Big Cheese. I have bad flow. Let's do this. I love money and smoking and smoking cheese. The only thing I love is not paying my taxes. Cheese, flavor, Big Cheese goes into a coughing fit. What's the problem? Big Cheese falls over, but the camera crew runs over to help. Ambulance arrives. Big Cheese suddenly went into a coughing fit while singing his new single. No! The camera crew leads them to Big Cheese. Does, any, does he need an inhaler? He has been smoking lately. Big Cheese is shown on the floor, still coughing. He doesn't. He's been vaping. The ambulance takes Big Cheese away. Do 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 do. Breaking news! Hit rapper Jimbo Big Cheese is recently hospitalized after recording his new single, "Me and My Vape." Transition to the police station. Actually, I should read this differently. A photo of a vape shows up. Apparently, this was all because of Big Cheese's vaping. Nice. Let's do this. Danger continues. Health professionals warn of the dangers of vaping. We now have an exclusive interview with Big Cheese himself. Then to speak on the matter. Martha, on to you. Transitions to Martha with a microphone. Thank you. I'm here with rapper Big Cheese to discuss his recent incident. Please explain to happiness, Big Cheese. Martha hands the mic to Big Cheese. Thank you, thank you, Martha. Yo, what's up, gang? It's me, Big Cheese, here to discuss what happened recently. I was hospitalized and almost died. I never realized how dangerous vaping was. Please learn from my mistakes and stop vaping.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it was something.
What? Wait, what is this?
What? Oh, the image.
What's up? That's Big Cheese after the incident.
Yeah, pretty much. And then another thing that I also did, one of our final projects was, well, obviously filming. I already told you about that. And then we also wrote a 3 to 4 page screenplay, which I did that already. And it was basically it was a medieval themed um it was medieval themed basically, my screenplay, and all the characters were people from our class pretty much, because I knew them, and instead of giving them their normal names, they'd get like overly exaggerated medieval names. For example, one of my friends, Matthew, his name in the story was Mateus,
Mateus, that's so great.
and then there was someone named Conrad, and he was Convane.
On vein. That
Yeah.
must have been hilarious.
Oh, it
to see
was.
with
And
everyone
then
watching it.
No, not everyone got to read it. I only showed it to some people. Mostly the people that were actually shown in it. The main character of the story was my friend Elena, who her character is called Eleanor, and they're basically a jester.
Ooh.
Okay, and so they're just extremely. You know those characters that are like comic relief to the point where they just kind of break the plot? That's basically what Eleanor was. Yeah, just someone who is definitely not meant for a medieval serious type setting.
Oh, just like an out of place. Uh, that's so great. Out of place,
Yeah.
just like comic relief character
Yeah,
breaking the plot.
I drew the actual character. Hold on. I'm gonna need to find that actually.
Prob- Everyone's probably like, "Oh yeah, we have to behead this man now," and she's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be talking about this on Twitter now." I'm just like, "Wait, what? Yeah, King, you're canceled now for beheading this guy." You'd be like, "Wait, what?
At the start
What
of the
is this
story,
Twitter
she
you speak
was
of?"
performing. At the start of the story, she was performing for the king, and then the king gets news that his trade route's been attacked by another king. So now he's gonna start like sending guards and stuff over there. But first, he like shoos everyone out of the room, and then somehow Eleanor gets back in. And you wanna know how that happened?
How does that happen?
Okay, so wait. When the king and his right hand man are talking, I wrote specifically that you can hear something clawing at the walls before a window breaks and Eleanor jumps down. So she basically clawed up the building and then got back in the castle. So yeah, that
Oh,
happened.
so I'm guessing you played like a glass sound effect, or like was it real glass, like real fake glass?
No, I didn't actually record anything for this. It wasn't. It was just a screenplay.
Oh, so you're like the writer, where you like, so you're
Yeah, I
like
was
not
the
not
writer.
on set, but you just did the writing.
I didn't have a set at all, sadly.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
that's
only a
so
screenplay.
cool.
Yeah.
Did they have like a credit scene? Like, were you in the credits?
No, there was nothing was made based off we did for our final project, which was write a screenplay.
Oh, that must. Ah,
It would have been
that would
fun
have
to
been a good.
actually.
Yeah, that would have been fun to actually make.
Hold on, I can't find it for some reason. I'm gonna need to look. Mm, Um, fuck. I probably sent it to my friend. Actually, I'll just check my DMs with them then. But
That's
yeah,
so
that's
cool.
basically what we did for our final project. Well, technically, our final project was revising our screenplay. So you could get into a group with people and then revise one of your screenplays. So we decided to do my friend Elena's screenplay. Oh yeah, and then let me get into the. So you know how I said I was recording for one of the final things, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was also the editor behind it too. So
Ooh,
so on the last day, I was editing everything, and then I finished with like 40 minutes left of class. But you want to know what happened?
what happened?
The file corrupted, so I had to remake everything in under 40 minutes, which I thankfully
Oh,
did.
oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, I had to
That,
speed run editing it.
That must have been so painful to to realize.
It
Your whole
was
life.
so painful.
That is like the worst thing an editor can have, like the worst news to have.
It is so bad. Anyway, here's what the characters design were. The second character was another character that shows up later on.
Who drew this?
My friend drew that one.
Bro, both of these are good. Like both of these
Yeah,
designs
I
are good.
couldn't find the original design that I actually drew, so I just sent their design. Yeah.
Take it down.
And then yeah, so the file corrupted. I had to do everything all over again and finish with like just barely like 10 minutes left.
Jeez, that is a clutch move right there. That is
It
really.
was very clutch.
How long did the original edit take? Before
It
the
took me like
update?
nearly an hour to finish it. So I had to speed run them.
You're a fast editor, dude.
Yeah,
That is a great clutch move. That was like for like the last
it
project.
was. Yeah,
The
that was the
last
fight
project
after
was
everything.
oh, la-di-da. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Wow, I think we are nearing the end of the video.
yeah, we've both gone to
And,
pretty much things so far. Junior year.
and yeah, we have some pretty. That was. I think we both had some pretty exciting junior years.
Yeah, we did.
I'm looking forward to hear what stories Murdoch has when we reach the end of his. It'll be interesting. But yeah,
Yeah.
episode 5 is complete, and off next is episode 6, where we were talking about. Wait, I would just say next episode because I think I lost track. The next episode about senior year and the stuff we look forward to this next year.
Yeah.
And plans we might have. But yeah, we'll see you until the next week in the Continental Podcast. Bye bye.
Goodbye. Mirdok, say goodbye. Okay, he didn't. Alright, see you guys later.